So much like this story, this video is getting recorded the second time because my mic gain was way too high and I didn't want to rape your guys' ears. Do you remember the baker who got sued for not making the gay cake? Well, now he's being sued for refusing to make a gender transition cake, much like the first case. So yeah, before we begin today's video, make sure to drop a like on it. It helps a ton and it's greatly appreciated. If you can also share it, the YouTube algorithm will probably suppress it because it will demonetize it, and then the video won't do as well as other monetized videos. But anyway, we also have the channel memberships option right now on SJW Central, so you can support this channel directly instead of going to Subscribestar or to Patreon. And those of you that support the channel will get a ton of benefits like exclusive live streams, suggested topics for future videos, as well as credits in the end of these videos. So thank you guys for your support on Patreon on every platform. Let's begin with the story. Jack Phillips, the baker who was sued for refusing to make a cake for a same-sex wedding because of his religious conscience, was back in court on Thursday, this time for turning down a request for a gender transition cake. The first lawsuit against Phillips, who owns Masterpiece Cake Shop, which apparently is the only cake shop in Colorado because he keeps getting sued by all those LGBT people, works its way up to the United States Supreme Court, which in 2018 reached a 7-2 decision that the Colorado Civil Rights Commission acted with hostility toward religion when it ordered Phillips to make cakes for same-sex weddings, as well as conduct a so-called sensitivity training for his employees. Sorry, every time I read a sensitivity training, it makes me cringe on the inside so hard. I hate this. I hate the fact that this is even a thing in today's world. The Christian Post reported on how Phillips will once again be represented in court by the Alliance Defending Freedom, or for short ADF. The same state agency, this is a quote from them, the same state agency pursued another case against Phillips because he declined to make a cake celebrating transgenderism. Phillips filed a lawsuit against the state alleging a harassment, and it subsequently dropped the matter. This is definitely paper harassment. This is obviously like the 100 times this guy gets sued for not making a cake. I think there was one more case other than the gay one, or there was a case for another gay cake that he was asked to make. This guy is getting harassed every single time, not only by LGBT activists, but by people who actively ask for cakes he would then refuse to make. So they can go and sue him for maybe Title IX discrimination, or for general discrimination against a protected class. But yeah, this guy is now being paper harassed by, we'll read soon who's the guy who's doing it, or actually woman, because he identifies as a woman. So yeah, let's read on the story. After that, a local trans activist and attorney named Autumn Scardina called Phillips Denver area bakery to order a costume-made gender transition cake. Scardina waited past the appeal deadline so he could file a new lawsuit in a different court. Scardina is seeking more than $100,000 in damages, fines, and attorney's fees, according to the Post. The ADF has filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit, which was filed in a state court. Hopefully this will get dismissed with prejudice, so this guy can no longer be sued. I think that the precedent set by the Supreme Court case pretty much makes him safe for most of these suits in the future, but this still costs money even if the ADF is helping him. This is attorney fees, time wasted in court that this guy could work in his bakery or pursue other ventures while not being in court, forced into there by this Scardina person who's basically harassing him through the court system. And hopefully the judge sees it for what it is and dismisses it with prejudice. Sorry, this is the second time I'm recording it. My brain is... Whew. Okay, it wasn't enough for Jack to lose 40% of his business after Colorado pursued him in the first time. It wasn't enough for Jack to have to defend his freedoms all the way to the US Supreme Court, and it wasn't enough for Jack and his family to endure years of harassment and even death threats, which is easily believable. Like when people usually say, "Oh, I'm getting arrested online," it's usually for attention. But if you don't know the LGBT lobby, especially the trans lobby, is very, very active. It's very, very toxic, and you can see it being called out by even people on the left, like I forgot his name. Is it not Rush V Vosh? He's a well-known socialist on online. I think it's from what they call Bretub, which is basically leftist YouTube, and he has a tweet. I forgot the exact quote, but he has called out the trans lobby and the LGBT lobby, as well as other figures on the left like Destiny. So it's a well-known fact that they can be very, very vicious sometimes. So it's not hard to believe those death threats that was sent to Jack Phillips. For some, it won't be enough until Masterpiece Cake Shop closes its doors and Jack Phillips is in financial ruin, which is exactly what they're looking for. They want Jack, an average American business owner, to pay a hefty price, all because he wants to live according to his faith. And that's basically what sums it all up. This is his first amendment, right? The freedom of religion to practice however he wants, as long as he's not impeding on other people. From what I recall from the first case, he refused to make the cake because of the specifics in the cake, but not because of the fact it was a cake for a gay wedding, which is why he won the lawsuit. I'm assuming this is why he will win this lawsuit as well, because the next sentence covers it pretty well. This birthday cake, as described in the lawsuit, was to be blue on the outside and pink on the inside to represent Scardina's decision to self-identify as a woman, which obviously, if you're a Christian or any religious man, you probably don't believe it. I think the Christians are probably the most liberal about it, and surprisingly, the other religion, which you can't talk about it because you have some people in those countries that go through transition because it's better for them to be transitioned into women than to be caught as a gay man, which is illegal in those countries. So yeah, I'm gonna be demonetized on this video anyway, but yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. I think this is pure paper harassment. They're abusing the court system just to get this guy out of his cake shop. Apparently it's the only cake shop in the world because this guy gets all the clients, all the LGBT clients. I mean, by all this lawsuit, you would have think that there was a bakery that would open up just to cover all those LGBT cakes that keeps on getting to the Supreme Court by now. Because this guy won't make those cakes. There's a ton of money to be made just for those cakes from those lawsuits. So I'm surprised capitalism, we live in a capitalist society, so I'm surprised nobody rose up to the occasion and made a bakery strictly for that niche, for those gay and transgender cakes. But yeah, this is honestly demoralizing. If this guy had any GoFundMe or Patreon, I would have posted it and donated myself. But obviously, because the ADF, which I'm not, I don't know who they are, is protecting him. I'm assuming they are bearing all those costs. So yeah, if you want to help them, I guess you can probably donate to them on their site. I'm not gonna link it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, share your opinions in the comments, and if you want to support this channel, you now have the option to support it directly and get benefits as well through YouTube. You also have the Patreon page and the Subscribe Star if you don't like supporting through YouTube or through Patreon, or through Subscribe Star. You have now 3 options. Thank you guys for all the support. It's greatly appreciated, and it's what enables me to post these videos as frequently as I can. Thank you guys for watching again. I'll see you in the next one.